Hello friends, today's video is going to be a little different because I am in the middle of putting a bunch of things in storage in preparation for moving in the next couple of months. So behind me you'll see my Jeep is all full of uh, stuff that's covered up by a blanket because I wanted to talk about traveling protections or traveling wards today. So when I travel, I have a handful of things that I do to make sure things are safer, calmer, easier when I travel. One of the first things is just the simple act of covering up what I'm traveling with, because that is just like the first layer of physical protection of if people don't see that you have anything, they're not going to be invested or even think about trying to take it. I have them gray. One reason is because it matches the interior of my vehicle, but another reason is the color magic associations of gray. Gray is like the clouds, it is obscuring, it is the mist. And I added that intention to it as I cover my objects that I am protecting. So today I'm moving mostly stuff like books, sewing equipment, all of that kind of stuff. The stuff that can sit in storage for months and be fine. And so um, it would look like a whole bunch of file boxes and important documents if someone were to just see the boxes that it's in, even though it doesn't actually have anything of exceptional worth, at least monetarily. But for me, it's valuable because it's my mom's sewing things that I inherited. It's some of the important movies and music that I inherited from my dad. So for me, it's still something valuable that I want to protect. One of the other things for when I am traveling that I have as a ward is actually kept in my center console. So I'm going to pull that out. I made myself a traveling warding wand. So the like idea or concept behind them is wands redirect energy. So by having this in the vehicle, I have preset it to redirect energy away from me. So since having done that, I've noticed a whole lot less road rage, a whole lot less of negative experiences while driving. I mean, they still happen because people are still people, but it doesn't affect me as strongly. And I specifically chose the wires to be the colors of magic. So I have purple, silver, and black wires wrapped around it. There we go. Now it's more in focus. And up at the top, I have spirals for movement of energy of the various colors, and a ceramic that's been glazed with both black and white, white to reflect and black to absorb. And the twig itself is oak. So packed a lot of associations and concepts into this that are all about the movement of energy, about protection. And so that just lives in my center console for when I'm traveling. One of the other things is when I'm traveling, I switch up what I'm wearing. Today I have my owl. Well, one of my owls, because I have several. And this one is in a particularly like defensive and observant pose where you can see it sheltering its body with its wing, but its head is still out looking. And the ones that you see all the time in my videos of my Elder Futhark ring and my wow, that reflection, there we go, and my Claddagh. So got those as well. And then the last thing that I always have with me is I like using, uh, and this is something I'll be talking about next week. I was planning on talking about it this week, but didn't have time. Is poppet magic and how poppets can be used in a variety of ways, and what actually constitutes a poppet is a lot wider than I've seen a lot of discourse about, because it's essentially just a stand-in for the target. Makes it sound purely aggressive, and it's not, but it's the stand-in for the recipient of magic. And in my vehicle, I have several that just live in the car as my like little protectors of my vehicle. So I have a little dragon who uh, is usually sitting in one of the cup holders, because I very rarely have other people in my car, and when I do, he ends up just moving into the center console. Dragons are, throughout most mythologies, powerful protectors or dangerous adversaries, so I keep one in the car. I have a little frog who are, depending on what culture you're talking about, have wildly different like opinions and thoughts of what they represent. Um, because of a silly thing I was taught in, as a teenager at church. Um, if you take the letters of frog, FROG, fully rely on God. And that's just stuck with me, so I have a frog. And then the last one I have as my little travel buddy or protector is a little hedgehog. And all three of these were given to me by my aunt and my cousins, because the way they described it is they wanted to make sure that I was always watched over, that I always had someone keeping an eye on me to make sure that I was safe when I was traveling. So that's where they came from. And the importance of the hedgehog is, well, even though this one's very fluffy because it's a stuffed animal, they protect themselves their with their spines, with their yeah, spines is, I believe, the right word. So that's really gonna be it for the week. Well, at least for a longer video. Just some quick ideas and thoughts on the practical side of magic on my traveling awards. And until next time, walk in the light, my friends.